The reason why I kind of chose this topic is because I'm a physician assistant, and taking care of the human body is kind of the thing that I do on a regular basis. I feel like a lot of times, though, in our faith, that we tend to demonize the human body, that tends to be lazy, impulsive, selfish, gluttonous. And sometimes there's a need to kind of beat it up on a regular basis. However, this body houses your soul. It houses your heart. It houses your mind. And in my profession, it's like I've had multiple different basic anatomy and physiology classes, and I've found that the human body is amazing, fascinating, a work of art in many different types and forms. There are so many backup plans that your body has to keep you alive if one system fails on you. If something goes wrong, the human body adapts and still tries to keep going. There's no doubt that heavenly parents had a design in our creation. The human body can survive extreme situations and circumstances. There's people that have fallen out of planes with a parachute not deploying and survived the fall. People survive gunshots all the time. People that are 600 pounds still survive. When you get an x-ray, it's a skeleton hanging out in a gelatinous blob of things, yet it's still actually alive. It's quite amazing. And I'm surprised the bones don't break in the process of it. I do admit, though, that our mind should be the driving force when it comes to basically with our body. That your body shouldn't be doing everything it wants to do all the time. That your mind, your basically conscience, and your heart should be leading what your body should be doing. However, I don't think it has to be a relationship of animosity towards each other. It should be more of a relationship for the mind wanting to take care of the body, where it gets proper nutrition, where the mind helps balance desserts, even though I love desserts so much. And I love good food so much. And the mind should direct the body to have proper exercise, so it can increase cardiovascular and muscle builds. There should be love given to the body from the mind, not it hating your body and you have to keep doing it. You can't do this. You got to be better than that. It doesn't have to be derogatory all the time. You can be loving, healing, caring, and kind towards it as well. Like we're just supposed to be that with other people. You can do that for yourself as well too. It does have an expiration date though. About 100 years, if you're lucky-ish. But if you don't take care of it by drinking, smoking, doing drugs, eating unhealthy, that period gets severely shortened, a lot less. Or you can develop a decreased quality of life, like having diabetes, cancer, high blood pressure, strokes, heart disease. No one really wants to live with half your body not working on you, or having a 40% basic ejection fraction where basically you walk a couple steps and you start getting short of breath. It's not the kind of quality of life that you want to have, honestly. And your body's going to tell you when things are wrong. Don't ignore them. Listen to them. It's trying to tell you, hey man, something went wrong and I need you to fix it. It's not trying to be mean to you. It's trying to tell you, it's like, hey, I'm in some trouble here. Give me a help and a hand out of here. Usually through pain. This is how it tells you. It's like, oh, my knee. That thing hurt a lot. It's like, maybe I shouldn't lift that 600-pound weight when I was trying to squat or something like that. Or my back. Oh, I did it the wrong way lifting. It's going to let you know that it's going to hurt. But it's trying to give you something to let you know that you should be a little bit more careful and not make it worse. It's not it being lazy or anything like that. Sometimes does hurt. I feel sometimes, though, we tend to think our physical problems tend to be like spiritual attacks of some kind, that there's a spiritual problem to it. Sometimes there's also just a physical problem to things as well too. And I find that heavenly parents are the ultimate scientist as well. So don't throw out the science of things. There's a spiritual aspect to things and there's a science to things. God is the ultimate scientist and the ultimate spiritual, basically, person that's leading you in your life of faith. So don't throw out the science. And I do wholeheartedly believe that there are some spiritual causes for basically physical conditions on things. If you look at genetics and family histories of people, it's like, well, I have high blood pressure that runs in my family. Well, I have diabetes that runs in my family. I have heart attacks that run in my family. I have cancers that run through my family. Those things could be basically, there could be a basic spiritual cause to it, yes. But when they physically manifest, there are also ways that you can also dodge them as well too. My dad, I'm pretty sure, had sleep apnea undiagnosed all of his life, 100%. He snored every night, all night, for all of his life. And the severe complications to basically sleep apnea are heart attacks, strokes, atrial fibrillation, weight gain, sudden cardiac death. My dad has atrial fibrillation. He's had strokes. He's had heart attacks. So knowing this, I got myself tested for sleep apnea. I have it too. So do some of my other family members. To dodge bullets instead of just take bullets, I decided to get a CPAP machine to not have those severe complications to things. There are some physical things that you can do to avoid bullets. You don't have to keep taking them. You can do things about them and be preemptive about it. And when these basically things do come up, you should physically take care of them. If you're having a stroke, if you're having a heart attack, go to the hospital. There's time periods and there's time limits where you can reverse them so that you don't have severe complications to things. And sadly, sometimes in my profession, a lot of times, well, some of the physical complications are like being a vegetable, losing a limb if your diabetes isn't controlled, congestive heart failure from not controlling your hypertension, or having a heart attack that you didn't decide to get checked out. These aren't really good qualities of life that you want to have. And God knows that you're not supposed to be on medication. The medication is supposed to help you get down to where you're ideally supposed to be at so you get off of it eventually. No one wants to be on medications all the time. So, some secrets as to how to avoid most of these complications. What do you think they are, guys? Uncle Bob, what do you think helps you stay healthy?
Stay connected to God.
No. Uncle Mark?
Be happy.
That's a good one. It's not bad. Uncle Riddick? Yeah.
Uncle.
Oh, that's just good. Here's some other ones. Keep your BMI under 30. Ideal body weight-ish or lower if you can. Eat healthy. The balanced diet, not the 10 hamburgers a day. My healthy diet, 100%. Coronary coming, baby. No, not that. Exercise regularly, 3-4 times a week. Most of the time, if you have those 3 things, don't really have high blood pressure, don't really have diabetes, don't really have hyperlipidemia. A lot of those things are usually avoided on that. Granted, being happy, exercise, and eating healthy. Yeah. Diet, exercise, eating healthy, and keeping your body weight under 30. BMI basically is basically how tall you are to how much you weigh, under 30. Granted, though, if you're a bodybuilder, your BMI will be way higher than what it is because you got tons of muscle. But that's not usually the case for most people. So, at my job, I see people in a constant state of emergency and crisis. So, physical solutions need to be done to prevent severe physical dismemberment or death. However, I'm all for praying a bullet wound to heal in your chest, 100%. But Science will dictate you probably need to go to the hospital to stop the bleeding and make sure you live. But I'm all about power of prayer. There's a lot of powers to that. But if it's a severe complication or a serious thing, you need to get checked out at a hospital beforehand. Although I've heard many miracles about basically prayer conditions for people getting rid of cancer. So if you got someone that has cancer, prayers for them all the time as much as possible do have a very positive impact on people. So, but praying a bullet wound away is not going to really work too much. Just saying. I've had a lot of patients in my urgent care come in with strokes, heart attacks, diabetes, going into DKA. For those of you who don't know what medical... Diabetic ketoacidosis. It's a fancy name for someone's sugar so high, it sucks all their water out of their organs and puts them into a coma. Yeah. If uncontrolled, you lose a limb, leg, hands, fingers, lose your kidney function, that stuff, not so good. And type 2 diabetes, 100% reversible, actually. Healthy, eating healthy, weight loss, cutting carbs out, basically, high proteins, that kind of stuff. But it's like most people are in denial about their conditions that they have. My favorite line whenever that happens is like, denial is not just a river in Egypt. It's one of my favorite ones. And usually at this point when people are in this state of crisis, I become a salesperson. You guys all look very confused on that.
No, not at all.
I'm trying to sell this patient on their own health. How much do you care about you as much as I do? And I can tell them every reason why they should get medical attention, why they should take care of their health, why they should go to a hospital. But everyone has free will. They can ignore everything that I say and do whatever they want to do. Whether they're having a heart attack, they can go home and die at home if they want to. It's fine. But my job is to tell them, maybe you should probably get some medical attention to have a better quality of life. And half the time, they're not afraid of death. No. But I do tell them how they're going to live. Not well. Probably on a ventilator, in ICU, with basically no decisions to be made anymore because you can't talk. And you're going to be in pain the whole time. And you don't have a say anymore in that because you're not conscious. Hopefully, they've talked to their partner about what they really want to do when it happens, but most of the time, they don't, because it comes out of nowhere and people are surprised. I didn't think I would have some arguments I've had with patients, like I told a patient he's going to lose his testicles if he doesn't get himself checked out. Riddick, if I told you you're going to lose your testicles, would you be arguing with me about it? What about you, Uncle Ron? It's like, honestly, my thing is like, if someone told me I'm losing my testicles, I would find a way to teleport myself to a hospital, run, hitchhike, whatever I got to do to make sure I say. Apparently, he didn't have much care for his quality of life on that. But people are funny. It's quite interesting. It's like, I told him, I can call you an ambulance if that's the problem. Just saying on that. So what do you think I became a healthcare professional, a physician assistant? Teresa, why do you think I became a PA? Okay. What about Uncle Tim? Why do you think I became one?
You probably experienced in your own life severe health situations that could have been dealt with, maybe within your own family.
That's a good one. That's actually pretty close to the point. I do like taking care of people, I do. I like helping them out. My sister died at 33 of breast cancer. She was fine 1 month, got diagnosed and went stage 4 and was gone the next.
Wow.
I never wanted to be in a situation where I didn't know what medically was going on and not be able to help. I also nearly died at 8 as well. I went to respiratory stress, had pneumonia and croup at the same time. My mom realized something was wrong. She was driving crazily out of the thing to go to the hospital. About block away from the hospital. I was like, I'm kind of tired. I think I'm going to take a nap. I didn't take a nap. I stopped breathing. And my mom was running through the hospital, me turning blue. Any less than that, probably would have had some kind of brain damage of some kind. I was pretty sickly as a child since 8, but ever since then, never got sick after that. Quite interesting. Or didn't get badly sick or anything. So those are definitely some of the reasons why I decided to become a healthcare professional, because I care about people and their health. And I also wanted to make sure that I knew what was going on. That's why I'm truly passionate about it. And I want people to have the quantity of life, to have the quality life experiences to grow their minds, their heart, their soul. I want to give you more time so you can have better time with the people that you care about, people that you love, and build yourself up to your fullest potential. Time's a lot shorter than we think. My daughter's 6. I swear she was born yesterday. Time doesn't wait for anybody, nor does heaven. Heaven doesn't wait for anybody either. But you can severely shorten your life with poor life choices by doing things in excess, just as bad for your body, like smoking, drinking, alcohol, drug use, heroin, cocaine, pills. Out of all the drugs that I listed, which one do you think you can die from when it comes to withdrawals? Val, which? And that's the legal one. Alcohol is the only one that you withdraw you could die from if you're that severely addicted to. Cocaine, heroin, pills, you feel like you're dying, but you're not going to die. But alcohol, you can die from basically having withdrawals from it. So it has to be kind of done with medical professionals helping you get off of it. It's pretty interesting. I also find that basically alcohol tends to lower your inhibitions to things. It makes you compromise your basic principles that you have. It's a real easy basic kind of drug to influence to have, because it's not so bad. I just do 1 or 2, it's fine. But 1 or 2, when basically you have your basic principles compromised, makes it a bit rough. Date rape's a thing. A lot of things can happen that basically when you're compromised, you think, oh, maybe sleeping with that horrible person is a great idea. Or maybe going out with my friends and doing a crime is a great idea. It lowers a lot of things to things. And also too, it's like there's no real moderation to basically drug use. You build up tolerance to it after a while, so you have to do more of it to get the same basically happy feeling that you have with it. So you don't tend to do less, you always tend to do more with time. Although living with happiness, living with joy, living with laughter does have probably a very good positive impact on your body. It keeps you younger, keeps you happier. Most of the people that basically live a happy life with God as their center have a lot less anxiety, a lot less depression, because if this is the only life that I have on this earth, this short time period, I don't know if there's anything after death. How much anxiety, depression would you have? Tons. I would have tons. But if you know that there's God, you know that there's a kingdom that you're trying to go to, you know that God cares about you, loves you, wants you to be there, wants you to be your best self. There's a whole lot more, basically, happiness to be had. A lot more, basically, less anxiety, depression, because you know where you want to go. Your body will be a reflection of what's going on internally inside yourself. And when your mind and body are united with heavenly parents, anything's possible. Have you seen people run marathons, do those Ironman things, triathlons? People can build and move mountains when they're united, basically, mind and body-wise. And throw heavenly parents into the mix, we're capable of anything. But make sure to measure your life by how much you have learned to love each other. Your parents, your children, your wife, mothers, brothers, sisters, friends. That's the measure you really want to have your life be measured by with love. It's what heavenly parents need most of all. They don't need money. They don't need power. They made the earth. They have as much gold, diamonds as they want. They made the sun. How much more power do you need than that? But they can't make love or have love by themselves. We're supposed to be God's children. And God's children, basically, that we're supposed to rise up to basically their same level. Any parent wants their children to be better than them. 100 times better than them. Fly past them, far beyond basically what we are capable of. If my children do better than me, I am extremely, amazingly happy about that fact. And I hope to raise them up, help support them on that part as well. If you think about it, this world tries to imitate the human body in many different ways. Look at a camera. It's what our eyes do every single day. And it's an imperfect, basically, even picture of it. Our eyes do so many amazing things. Think of a computer. It's a cheap imitation of what our brain does. It's 100 million times slower than what our brain does, honestly, with it. And if you think about the human vocal cords, we can imitate any type of sound, anywhere of it. And recording devices, it's our hearing, how you hear. The human body is an amazing, basically, thing. Heavenly parents gave us this amazing body to reach perfection in. Let's not shorten it unnecessarily. Let's respect that science and spiritual aspects both have their own merit to things. I love you guys all. I've learned a lot about the human body. I hope you learn a lot about the human body today and live a long lives in the kingdom of heaven, as that's our finish line. That's where we're supposed to go. People create their own heaven or hell before they even get there. Met plenty of them. Grandpas and grandmas that I have tons of kids, lots of people, super happy. Then you got the people that hate the world, angry, resentful, unhappy. We create our heaven and our hell every single day. Hope we choose heaven a little more. Thanks so much for your time. Really hope it helped. Thanks.